welcome back to another episode of Paint Along with Skye. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Skye and I post beginning level acrylic painting tutorials here on YouTube every Saturday. So make sure to hit subscribe if you'd like to join the fun and paint along, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. Alright, so this week we are painting a really fun guitar, and we're going to be using shades of blue for this, and a little bit of accent colors as well, but keeping things bluesy. Going to use my 4 standard brushes that I used for most classes. So this kit comes with a large square brush, a medium-sized pointed brush here, and then 2 small detail brushes. Gonna get those in the water cup off the side of the screen. The colors that I have to start with the background step just have some black and white, a little bit of ultramarine blue, as well as some phthalo green and a little bit of violet. To see a full materials list of everything that you need to paint along, check the description box below. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, we're going to start with sort of what is maybe the trickiest part, which is blocking out our guitar shape. We're going to do this and kind of save a step here, and we'll do a whole like background layer, and then we can come back and add more later. So we're just kind of finding those first shapes right now. All right, and I'm going to do that with gray. So this is sort of like sketching. And I'm gonna use pretty dark gray, but feel free to use lighter. Lighter is gonna be easier to cover up. I'm using the darker so that you guys can see it a little bit more clearly. And we wanna do a diagonal guitar here, and that's what makes it a little bit tricky. And I'm gonna be doing this, just by moving my hand diagonally here, but feel free to move your canvas as well, trying not to move it on you guys. Try to keep it in one place for the filming, but there are no rules when you're on your own. I'm going to start with a little circle, and that's going to be like the little sound hole. And then I'm going to go around that with like the outside part of the guitar, and then make it sort of like peanut shaped. Is what it reminds me of, but I'm going to go directly into this corner over here. All right, and then from the top here, we're gonna have the neck of the guitar coming in and meeting that circle, and then sort of parallel line right next to it. And I am being kind of like sketchy right now with my brush strokes. I'm going to keep the outermost line once I can sort of line it up as best as I can. Very much like sketching, which you can. I'm using canvas board, and canvas board is something that you can use a pencil on if you would prefer. If you're using a boxed canvas, be careful, it can warp your canvas and even poke holes. All right, that looks pretty good. This part is a little bit trickier than it may appear. And I'm just trying to get that sort of straight. And we will have a chance to sort of finesse all of these shapes as we begin to fill in, which we can go ahead and jump into filling in now. We're gonna work on our background with our big brush. All right, dripped a little water, but no big deal. Gonna grab a little bit of light blue to start. Very pretty. Not gonna go too dark, because I want those beautiful, vibrant blue colors. And I'm gonna go kind of crazy with my brush strokes, all right? So this is sort of like an abstract background a little bit. We're having fun. We're gonna blend some colors together here. But I'm starting with just this beautiful ultramarine blue. We're gonna go right around that shape of our guitar. So we're gonna do the guitar in a different color. All right, rinsing my brush a little bit And I'm going to come in now with a little bit of my favorite phthalo. So pretty, love that turquoise color, and I love how it mixes with the blue. And really this background can look however you'd like, because it is abstract today. But mostly I'm gonna stick with brush strokes that are going either horizontally or up and down. And I'll kind of come in here around my guitar shape a little bit and move my brush along the line of the guitar, but then I'll come back and sort of straighten everything out a little bit, get all those brush strokes going the same direction. And then in this space here, where the one color meets the other color, I'm just going to blend them together on the side here, and that helped me blend them here, kind of intermediary color. But however you want to get those two blended, and then you can also layer some more heavily pigmented color right back on top. Okay, so acrylic is all about layering. Not ever usually just one layer. Gotta get a couple layers of that color on there. I'm gonna bring my dark blue in here to find that little guitar neck shape. And I'm gonna go around here again, bringing my brush stroke along the shape of the guitar just for the sake of filling in, but then I'll come back and get all those brush strokes going in the same direction. Like so. Every brush stroke matters. Your painting is going to be the sum of its parts. Every single detail is what makes the overall look. All right, I think a little bit more green over here. We're gonna add a little bit of an accent color too with our purple, but that's looking pretty fun already with those two colors. Gonna grab a little bit of purple, lighten it just a pinch, and I'm going to just pull some purple through my background as well, just for a fun accent color. And you can kind of play around with your background until you like it. That is just what I had in mind with those three colors. So not gonna overwork it, gonna let it be. All right, and now we can go ahead and fill in our guitar shape. I'm going to grab my second to smallest, or actually second to largest, medium-sized brush here. This guy right here. And your guitar can be whatever color that you like. I'm gonna do a blue guitar because we're doing shades of blue today. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit lighter than the background, but we will find these shapes again later too when we add our black and white later. Don't worry about having lots of blue today because that is sort of the angle of the painting. Guitar in blues. It's not a blues guitar. It probably should have been, but it's an acoustic guitar that I started out doing differently. And then I had the idea to do it all in blues. But yeah, it's not a blues guitar. And I went a little bit darker on this outside edge, and that wasn't really intentional, but I'm gonna go with it. And same idea around here. I think a little bit darker will help refine that edge a little bit. Our blue on blue. There we go. Nice. You could still play a blues song with an acoustic guitar. I think I'm thinking like a steel guitar when I think blues guitar. But blues is a genre as well, so I'd be showing up with my acoustic guitar. And I actually have a ukulele right now. hence my limited knowledge of stringed instruments. I am a piano player, but not particularly great on any of the stringed instruments, but I do know a few chords on both guitar and on ukulele, and I attempt to strum along to my own singing here and there for fun. I'm a fan of YouTube tutorials for my ukulele. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our neck here with gray. This area right here, just these base colors for now. Already liking how this is looking. And we're gonna bring that gray right out to that furthest sketch line and bring it right to the circle. Really wanna try to get that centered on the diagonal, which is again a little bit challenging. Can't wait to see everyone's paintings. If you are painting along today, I have a Facebook group specifically designed for my students to share their work. And I love, love, love seeing your work. It's the best part of my day. It can be from painting along with me or just from your own imaginations and studios. Come get inspired with us at the art club. There's a link below to join. It's getting pretty good size. I think we have a couple thousand. Okay. And again, just trying to make that as even as I can, but I can tell already it's not that even. It's a little better. We'll still have another chance to finesse everything with our next step. Just going to fill this center circle in now with black as my final part of this background step. And once you've filled this in, you're gonna have no white canvas left. So do a little check and make sure that you got everything filled in for your first layer. Trying to do as best of a circle as I can. Like so. All right, and let's go ahead and let this layer dry, and then we'll come back and add a whole bunch more. I'll see everyone in a few. Okay, welcome back, artists. We have a completely dry background and some just really simple colors here, just black, white, and a little bit more of my ultramarine blue on my piece of palette paper. I'm also going to be using a ruler for this next part. Lots of straight lines, so I'm going to need the help of my trusty ruler today. And we're going to start kind of blocking out some of the different elements here on our guitar. And I'm going to start with a light blue. I'm going to do the bar, and it's going to be a straight line. I think I already need my ruler. And what I'm going to do is kind of eyeball my circle here. And I want to get on like a perpendicular angle here, like so. So we got 90 degrees right there if you're eyeballing it, and I want to go about the distance that the circle is from one side to the other, and there we'll have our little bar that will attach our strings up top. Okay, just like so. Good. All right, and then for our strings, I'm gonna go for 6 strings here because it's a 6-string guitar. I know I have a pretty small area here to try to fit all 6 lines in, but I'm gonna go pretty far on the outside here. Let's see what's easier to see. I'm gonna bring the line over here, and if I get a little bit messy in this process, drawing these lines, just kind of tidy everything up later. But it's going to be more helpful, I think, to use this ruler and then to try to freehand it and get a little bit of a wonky line. All right, so let's check to see that first line. Perfect. Okay, cool. Looking good. So I'm gonna do, the last one's gonna be way over here. So I'm kind of eyeballing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, I wanna have a little bit of room so that I can see each line clearly. And ukuleles have 5 strings. And I'm not positive, but I think some guitars have more than 6 strings as well. So hey, if you have a slightly different number of strings, that's okay. 1, 2, 3. I think that should be just about right. Eyeballing everything. If you are a mathematical type, feel free to measure things and do things like this more precisely if you would prefer. I'm more of a get the lines on the painting and fix it if you need to kind of gal. Like, we could adjust the gray, for instance, if we needed to. And we can also come back and adjust the strings and sort of finesse those lines. So there, I've got 3 and I'm just about halfway. All right, 4. I think I'm gonna end up with the right number. Sometimes I'm just lucky, I think. A little bit of paint up there. 2, 3, 4, looking good. Very cute guitar. And 2 more. Let's see here, a little bit further. 4, 5. I have very small hands, so I find this 6-string guitar is quite large. And I love the ukulele because it totally, there's no chord, well, there's some chords that I still can't do, but it's easier. Sometimes the chords get crazy, and that's why I'm not very good at guitar. Piano is very linear, I feel, when it's all laid out in front of me. Makes more sense. And I understand like sounds because of vocal training. I used to do a lot of musical theater. But it's not linear with guitar. I can still kind of figure out the sounds part. I like guitars though. Let me know in the comments section if you play any instruments. I want to know. Oftentimes, artsy people are musical too. Or a type. All right, look at that. Got lucky, I feel. Okay, going to finesse a few of those lines a little bit. And just kind of come back here, and if anything needs a little bit more paint, making it nice, clean lines here. All right. And up here as well. They're sort of like transparent, so they show up as white, but there's areas where if they're like a little bit gray, that's fine too. And then I'm going to add a little bit more light blue down here, just to sort of finesse this bar a little bit and have it so it's meeting the strings cleanly and nicely there. I think I'm going to take a little bit of black now and outline my little guitar masterpiece here. Nice clean lines. Always satisfying for me. You don't have to do the black lines if you don't want to. Makes it look a little bit more cartoony and illustratory, but that's kind of what I'm going for, that sort of fantasy look. And we're not doing anything too tricky today, so we're not going for that photorealism. Going for imagination fantasy. Guitar in blues. Cute. And gonna outline up here as well. On that outside edge, and trying to get it as straight as I can. Again, my final opportunity there to finesse that shape. All right, got a little wobbly there. Thickening things up a little bit. I had full strength coffee earlier, so I'm a little wobbly. Okay, and I think I'll do a little shadow around here as well, but just on one side. Cute. All right, and I think our guitar needs a little bit of decoration. So I'm gonna do a few little cute white, like folksy decorations here around the center part. Like it's an old guitar that she painted on. So cute. I think that really adds a little something something. And then for our little final element here to work on, we're gonna do some music, of course. What is the guitar without the music that it creates? Going to mix up a beautiful light blue, working with more blues, all blues today. And we're gonna do our sort of swirl here of music coming round. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines in a staff. I know I said I played piano, but I actually am more of a play-by-ear kind of gal, so I actually had to refresh my memory as to how many lines there is even in music. But let's see, we're gonna do a little swoop here first, like so. And I'm gonna bring that behind this guitar and like around, like so. And then I'm going to just build out one line next to each other here and build our little ledger. Don't even remember if that's what it's called. And those are a little far apart actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a line in between. So I want them to be like fanning out a little bit. But yeah, see, that looks better. A little bit too wide. And this is a very whimsical touch, so it doesn't need to be perfect lines here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, pretty sure there's 5 lines, and then the inside notes is F-A-C-E, face. That's all I remember from my days. I would completely skip any theory portion because once I would hear a song a couple times especially, I would be like, okay, I get the point, and I would figure it out that way, which my piano teacher thought was brilliant and my mother thought was terrible, and I had to learn how to read theory, and they were both right in their own way. And I would have an easier time picking up other instruments if I did learn that theory, so maybe I should brush up on it. All right, and then my final line here. All right. Okay. And there we have our beautiful music happening, and we gotta have our notes on our music, of course. cute as our little final touch. And I'm gonna do that with black, nice and bold here. And I'm going to come on here and add any kind of notes that I want. And they're gonna be kind of diagonal here on our score, our little musical score that I have no idea what it would sound like, because we're just doing fun notes. Any kind of note that you like. There's ones that go up like so. We have a little eighth notes. Gosh, this really is challenging my theory knowledge. I'm very bad with names of things like that. I know how long to play the note, but I don't know necessarily what the note is called. Eighth notes? I'm pretty sure they are eighth notes. Let me know in the comment section. Correct me. I know it's probably driving you crazy if you're a musician and you know. And we're just putting notes all over because it's like the music is just emanating. And kind of coming off. And then I think we'll do like some rests too even. And it's kind of coming around like so. I think it looks so cute. And it was very simple to do, really. Let me know what you thought of today's painting in the comment section below. I would love to hear your opinion on it. I would love to see you over in the art club, so don't forget to join us over there so that you can share your work. And that is all the instruction that I have for us this week. So don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon. And until next time, stay creative.